Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Hotline 21 CAN TV. My name is Jenny Brandhorst. I'm with Beacon Therapeutic, and I'm filling in for our President and CEO, Susan Reyna Guerrero. And with me this evening, I have Elena Hernandez, and she's with our Early Head Start program. And
Hello.
Elena, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes, thank you. And what we're going to do tonight, this is our first show of our fall season, and we're excited to kick it off with our Early Head Start program. But before we do, I want to show some information about Beacon Therapeutic and what we do at our organization. So again, we're Beacon Therapeutic. We're a nonprofit organization, and we were founded in 1968. And what we do is we create new endings from disadvantaged beginnings. And what does that mean? Well, that means we have 3 core programs. We have our our therapeutic day schools, we have our homeless outreach services, and we have mental health outpatient services. And falling under our homeless outpatient services, we have our Early Head Start services, and we're going to talk more about that. But before we do, we are Beacon Therapeutic. We have 4 different locations, which you see on your screen. And I'm going to put up our programs really quick and run down them quickly so we can get Elena on the screen here. So we've got our CHIPRA program, we've got our coach program, we've got our Early Head Start program, which is what we're going to focus on this evening. We've got our FACT program, and we've got our homes program and intensive outpatient program. And for page 2, we've got our little intensive outpatient program, mental health services, PATH, shelter outreach services, and 2 therapeutic day schools at Longwood and our Cal Park location. And again, as I mentioned before, we are creating new endings from disadvantaged beginnings. And so without further ado, I want to talk with Elena about Early Head Start and all the great work you're doing there. But let's get to know Elena first. Elena, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone. So my name is Elena. I've been working in the early childhood field for about 4 years now. I've been working in Early Head Start and Head Start funded programs. I started off in the classroom, so I worked in the classroom for several years, and now it's like I'm a home visitor. So we go into the child's home and we work with them in their home setting. So it's very different from being in the classroom, but I'm really enjoying what I'm doing right now.
So you're on the other side of the spectrum.
I'm in the other side of the spectrum. You know what? It's a very good point, because now I'm really seeing what these families go through, and you're stepping inside their home. You're you're pretty much living through all those experiences that they go through. You're there with them. So it's like, it's very different than just having the children come in and then they go home and you don't know what really happens in the home, what really they're struggling with. Mm-hmm. And here we really see what their needs are, what they're struggling with, what they need help with. So it's very different.
So let's just dive into this. Mm-hmm. Early Head Start. Let's define the program first.
So our Early Head Start program, we work with pregnant women and children from birth to 3. We work with them in different areas of development, such as language, social emotional skills, math, literacy, and cognitive skills. We work with them in their home environment. We provide services which are based upon 90 minutes per week. So
that's a long time.
That's it's a very small amount of time,
really?
Considering that it's only once a week. It's
That's
only
true.
once a week
Okay.
that we see in those
good.
families.
Yeah.
Once a week. So it's a very small amount of time. That's why we try to get our families to really meet with us for those 90 minutes. Because when a family does not meet with you, it's hard to, then try to find out if they can meet with you and try to find out the right time. So it's a little bit hard. But I mean, it's good work. And so what we also do is we work with them on different areas of development, such as language, social emotional skills, math, literacy. We come inside the home with already a lesson plan. So we already have some activities in mind that we're going to do with the family, and we ask for so much parent feedback. So once we're in the home, we ask the parent, hey, this is what we have. What would you like to do with your child? At the end of the visit, we ask the parent, how did you like the visit? How did you think your child did? Is there something you want to change about our visit? So we incorporate a lot of their feedback into what we do.
So it's very interactive.
Very interactive. We encourage the parent to really just, because if you really think about it, the parent is the child's first teacher. We're just coming in there to assist the parent and kind of give the parent little tips and give them ideas of what to do with their child. But the parent's there, so the parent's like the first teacher. We're just kind of helping the parent, create a better bond with their child, help their child learn through what they already have in the home. Yeah.
Are you seeing a lot of families that struggle with this particular skill, with parents not knowing how to deal with their children, or what types of scenarios are you seeing?
Yeah, we definitely do. And a lot of times is the parents, some of them already have 4 kids, so they're like already been, we've been through this, I already know. But there's some parents that, like you said, we have moms that are 16 years old that we're working with, and we're trying to like help them create a bond with their child, know when is the right time to switch them off to formula, things that they did not know, and now they're getting that awareness of when to do that.
So they're learning about this in what you're calling the socialization.
The socialization.
And that happens every week for 90 minutes, correct?
Yeah, our home visits occur
Oh, okay.
Our
Let's describe the socializations then, because these are totally two different things.
Yeah, so our socializations are held twice a month at our office. So at our office, we bring the families together, and we work on different topics, like, for example, like financial literacy, education, how to bond with their child. And you know what's so important about socializations? That it gets the parents to come together. A lot of our parents live in isolation, so it's a great way for them to come out, meet other parents, talk to us, see how their children play with other children. And I find it to be very interesting also that sometimes when we have parents coming into our socializations, they ask about our other parents. Hey, so and so, where is she at? Is she coming in?
How's she doing?
Okay. Yeah. So they build like relationship with one another.
Oh, that's
which
awesome.
is such an awesome thing, because they're a lot of them. We work with parents who live in shelters, and they're very isolated. They don't have anyone else to talk to. So when they come and they forget about everything, it's like a new environment for them.
So it's like a bonding experience.
It's
and
a bonding experience.
Bounce ideas off other parents. You can talk with the staff. You have a good meal. The kids interact and get playtime.
Yes.
So that's this group socialization experience, and then the home visitation experience is one-on-one with
very one-on-one.
You and a family.
Yes.
And how many families on average are you seeing per week?
We see each caseload, each home visitor has about 11 caseloads.
Okay.
So that's 11 children that we see.
And so you're documenting on each family.
Yes. So what we do when we go on the visits, like I said, we already have a lesson plan, right? And in the back of the lesson plan, we have like our observations, our physical observation, our gross motor observations, our language observations. We observe, and once we observe that, we go back to the office. We document all that stuff into teaching strategies gold. And that's where we see their child's progression.
What does that mean, teaching strategies
Teaching strategies gold? It's it's just where we put other observations, and they even have activities in there too to work with the child and the parent.
Like ideas of what to do?
Like ideas of activities to do, what to do with the kids.
What's an example? I'm just curious.
Example. There's a good example that we work with a parent. A parent was telling us, I want my child to learn their alphabet. Okay. So instead of using flashcards, we were like, you know what? It's awesome that you want your child to learn their ABCs, but how about we start with maybe like writing the letter W and putting it on the window, so the child can associate the window with the letter W. Okay. The letter C on the couch, put it on the couch, and that's how we started learning our alphabet. Instead of doing it through the flashcards, it was very interactive, or like a letter hunt.
A non-traditional way of
learning. Let's do a letter hunt. Let's go find some letters. Let's find stuff like that. So it's pretty fun. We try to make it to be very interactive.
Now, Elena, I have to just take notice. You seem very passionate about what you're doing. You're very excited. Talking today, I can tell you really have a love for what you're doing and the families that you work with.
Definitely.
And I wonder if you could tell just some stories about different families that you worked with who have really touched your heart. I'm sure they all touch your heart in some way, shape, or form, but you said you've been in the field for at least 4 years.
Yes.
You certainly can tell some stories. Can you share anything with us?
Yeah. So are you talking about like in the classroom setting or now in the home visiting
anything
field?
I mean, we talked a little bit before the show about different families who are just...
You know what? Yeah, we have, it's so different because not, like I had mentioned before, when you have them in the classroom, you really don't see what they really go through and their throughout their daily routines, whatever. And when I first started working at Beacon, I really saw that there was a need You know, a need when you step in a family's home and you really see that these are the families that we're targeting. These are the families that are in need. And what we need to, we need to really just get out there and try to work with these families, because, a lot of the times people don't want to step into these communities, but these are the communities that, that really need the most help, and, I'm definitely also learning. They're touching, like you said, they're touching my heart. I'm learning with them. They are sure teaching me a lot of stuff that I did not know about.
That's good.
But, it's just,
it's a two-way street.
Yes. And even like I said, when we go in the homes, we do our observations, and then just coming back to the office and looking at those videos that you just recorded and putting that observation in, and then sharing it with the families, and the families excited. It's
and to
priceless.
See the improvement.
To see that progression and that improvement, it's just priceless.
Well, what I want to do is, with any great program, a picture says 1,000 words. So what I want to do is show some pictures of the many wonderful children that you're working with. And now, granted, some of these children have grown.
That are so grown now, yes.
But it helps put, a face with a program, and definitely. It's not just a case, it's a family, and these are people who have feelings and needs and desires and wants, and you're helping them to achieve that.
Yeah.
And thank you for the work you're doing.
No, I mean, it's a team effort, and we have a great team who's with us doing all the work that we do, and we're just so fortunate to be able to provide these services to the families that are the most in need. And I think that's our target, to really target the families in need. Like I said, we do work. We recruit at shelters. We go out to shelters. We try to find those families who have children between the ages of 0 and 3, or pregnant moms. So we really reach out to those places where the need is, where they need the help.
Well, you've touched on two things, and one is the team. I want to talk about that, and two is, how do I get into this program with the waiting list? So first is the team, next is the waiting list.
Sure. So I'm like I said,
I know you got a great team. I know
in order to have to have great services, you have to have a great support behind in order for you to do the great work that you do. And thankfully, like I said, we have a great team that behind us. And now touching on the...
let's talk about the team. So what's the structure? You're a home visitor. How many home visitors? How many supervisors? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's myself, and we have 2 more home visitors.
Okay.
We have our director, and we have she does like the mental health. She does the she works with a lot with early intervention. She just wears a lot of hats, pretty much. Yeah, she just does a lot of stuff.
Well, you're all wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah. So good point that you also brought upon that. How do you guys get referred to our program? So we do a lot of work with early intervention. So a lot of our referrals come through early intervention or CFCs. Also, we do work a lot. Our program has different other branches. Some of our children are referred through some of our other programs. But you mean
within Beacon.
Within Beacon. Within Beacon, they refer. We get them referred.
Gotcha.
But so you can always just in the numbers that was on the screen, try to contact us, and we'll contact us, and we'll.
Let's put that back.
Yeah,
up
that
for
number
people,
back again. Yes, please do so.
For those of you just tuning in, we're Beacon Therapeutic. I'm Jenny Brandhorst, filling in for our CEO, Susan Reina Guerrero. I'm with Elena Hernandez, who is with our Early Head Start program, and that's what we're focusing on tonight. And I'm going to put up contact information if you're just tuning in with us.
Yes, so like I said, if you have a child who is between the ages of 0 and 3, or you're a pregnant mom, please give us a call. We'll be more than happy to work with you. It's a lot of the things that we do with you guys. Like I said, we're going to be working with you guys with different areas of development with the child. What's pretty neat about our program too is that after the child is with us, if we have they start within 45 minutes, we do a screening.
I want to stop you right there because I want to tell people, if you're trying to get a hold of the Head Start program, please call our administrative office, and that's 773-298-1243. Now go ahead, Elena, please.
Yeah, like I said, after your child gets enrolled in our program, we do we do screenings. We do an ASQ developmental screening.
What's that mean?
It just asks about different type of questions. Like, for example, can your child, name the pictures in a book?
Okay.
Can your child jump? Can your child stand on one foot? It addresses
motor skills,
language, developmental. And then we have an ASQ SE, which is a social. It's an ages and stages questionnaire.
Okay, so that's ASQ. Gotcha.
That's an ASQ SE, right? So that question just pretty much asks, like, does your child has a hard time for a long time after you leave? How does that child feel after you leave for a long time? But like I said, what's very neat about our program is that after those 45 days, if we see a red flag of concern, we'll help you. We'll be like, what, does that child need to be referred to early intervention? What else can we do? Does that child need more activities in language? What can we do, to kind of give that family the support,
What would constitute a red flag?
A red flag, if the child falls within like a black, it's like they have different numbers. So if the child falls within, it's like a black area, that's like an automatic like red flag.
So when they score on the test and the numbers,
it's really low.
This level, okay, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag where we talk to the parent. Do you have a concern? And if the parent just does not have a concern, it's all right, because then we do those every 3 months. Every 3 months we do those screenings. There's some children that they progress. We have some children that regress, and that's why those are done, every 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to put up some information about Early Head Start, and there's a lot here, and it's kind of small, but again, what Elena was talking about, the 0 to 3 home visitors, relationships, the group socializations, that kind of thing. I want to also put up information, and I know it's very hard to read, but I'm going to read off it. With the socialization experiences, that the parents are interacting with the home visitors and that kind of thing. And we also have the governance, which we talked about a little bit before the show. You guys are under some real strict regulations with Early Head Start, and I'm just going to read a couple because I know it's difficult to read. But just nutrition, safe environments, transportation services, disability services, mental health services, and the list goes on and on.
Right.
You guys are doing a lot for a lot of people, and you should feel proud of yourselves, and thank you for what you're doing. But to get back to what we were talking about with the different testing and where children are rating, that must be difficult. I mean, do the children understand what they're doing with the tests, or do they understand what it's about?
And we try to make it not to be like a test, because some of these questions that screening is asking are things that we as home visitors should already be doing.
Okay.
So we should already, like, some of the questions ask you, can your child cut on a paper? So if we review these questions, we already, prior to that, we already know that we have to give that child the ability to use scissors, to work with those scissors. So when we do screen, hopefully that child can score, high, because the child has already been exposed to those kind of things. So there's that exposure that we as home visitors were giving to these children, because we're going inside their homes. And like I said, a lot of the homes that we go to, there's nothing, and a lot of the families we work with are in shelters. So there's, they really don't have a lot of things there. So it's hard.
That is hard.
This is what we do. We try to, you're going through a hard time, but we're here to support you. We're here to work with your child. What can we do to help you?
And I want to reiterate, and I think you've mentioned it before, but Beacon's Early Head Start program focuses primarily on shelter-based, home-based and shelter-based, so homeless shelters. And it also is an educational program that prepares young children for kindergarten readiness. So I know that's a big thing. That's a big thing. And like you said, it's like I said, it's like I was in the classroom for a while. It's like bringing the classroom to the child's home. Bringing those little activities to their home, that cutting, seeing how they hold the pencil, doing some arts and crafts, bringing a small sensory table with water plate for them, but in their home environment. So it's like bringing the classroom, little particles of the classroom to their home. Well, it must be very interesting for you, especially when you were in the classroom, working as a teacher and that kind of thing. And now you're the person sending a child to the classroom. So you've got both perspectives. Yeah, and I think that's like one of the big things about Beacon, that we help that child transition when they're 2.6. We help them out, help the parent find a school, make sure that wherever they're going to go, it's the right place for them to be at. And I want to touch upon a recent event that Early Head Start had, and thanks to Beacon's Junior Board, a call out to you all. Beacon Funds for Baby Buns was last month, and can you talk a little bit about that, Elena?
Yes, so we had our annual, like you say, our fundraiser, Beacon Funds for Baby Buns.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. We raised a lot of diapers for our babies that that really need those diapers. From what I heard, we had a great outcome, and like I said, thanks to the Junior Board and also like us too, that we're doing the work that we're doing.
Exactly.
And
All the staff and all the people who came out to support the event.
Came out to support, that donated the diapers, and thank you all because.
It was wonderful.
It was
we
very
don't
well
have
needed.
the final numbers in of how much was raised yet. That'll be on our website. But I do know, I did hear word that we did raise more than last year,
yes.
and we did have a mountain of diapers. What it was people, paid a ticket price, brought in some diapers, and we're at TR's Pub down on the south side, and just enjoyed a night of entertainment with the World of Kevin's band, and just had raffles and prizes, and it was just a fun night all the way around. That was last month. So again, thank you to the Early Head Start staff, thank you to the Junior Board, thank you to the Beacon staff, everybody who came out to support that event.
Yeah.
It was definitely a wonderful time, had by all, I myself included.
Yes, we had a good time.
So thank you. And Elena, I could sit and talk to you forever, but we are running out of time. So what I want to do is put up just a couple more pictures, again, to put faces with the program, but also to talk with you and just to get any final thoughts for our viewers that you might have about Early Head Start.
Yeah, like I said, this is I've been working with Early Head Start and Head Start for 4 years, but I've never kind of stepped out of that shell and seeing where the need is really at. And now that I'm really seeing how these families are struggling and seeing where the need is at, like this is where I'm supposed to be. And I just want you guys to really support the work that we do. And if there's anyone who needs services, please give us a call. And also, I did say that we work a lot with families who are in shelters. If you are in a shelter, sometimes some shelters, you can only stay there for 4 months. If you only stay there for 4 months and you have to go somewhere else, we will follow you. As long as you don't leave Chicago, we will go with you. So you're not by yourself.
I don't know that I knew that.
Yeah, as long as you don't leave Chicago, you don't leave the area of Chicago, we will follow you. We'll go with you, and we'll give you that support.
How many programs can say that? I mean,
how many? You know what? Great. I'm so glad you brought that up because it's like I said, how many people can do that? Like we will follow you to wherever you go, and as long as you don't leave out of Chicago, we will go with you.
I kind of want someone to follow me and help me.
Yes. So we will do that. You
guys are doing great work. And again, thank you, Elena, for being a guest on the show. And again, this is just not enough time to talk about all the great work that's being done in the Early Head Start program.
Yes.
But for those of you who have tuned in and are watching, please visit our website. Please call Early Head Start if you know of a family that could use a service, or you yourself could use a service. Please, by all means, give us a call.
Yes.
And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about an upcoming event at Beacon, and that is our 21st annual holiday supper, which will be December 6, 2013. And if you would like more information, please visit our website at www.beacon-therapeutic.org. And again, we're Beacon Therapeutic. We have just started our fall series with Elena tonight. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. And we will be on every Tuesday at 4:30, and we hope to see you again next week. Until then, have a great week. Thank you.